I feel like Moore's is just like fucking trolling. Did you watch the Hayden debate?
Yeah, I haven't watched
What's your
the
opinion?
abortion one, but I've watched some of the transgender one, and he like off rip quoted studies and withheld data that would have contradicted his narrative, like regarding the 98% rate of them going through it with adolescence. Also, it's like 1% regret rate, which makes it the one of the most unregretted medical procedures possible. But he, for some reason, didn't bring that one up, which is
True.
pretty interesting. You know,
Yeah.
uh, but that's just one example. You know,
But since like we were talking about like the whole concept of like transgender philosophy, like if he wants to take issue with the way like transgender care has been implemented, that's one thing. But the reason why Hayden failed is because he failed to substantiate that transgender philosophy as a whole is detrimental. Or by transgender philosophy, I mean like the accepting
yeah.
of them in society. You know, so like why should they be seen as valid or invalid? And to that, he absolutely failed. That he just said, "Oh, there's a bunch of gross things that I don't like." To which I was like, "Yeah, some of those things definitely sound bad, but doesn't validate the whole thing entirely." So, or the practice.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like I didn't even know about the what it was called citation cartel because that's I've gotten like maybe 30ish minutes in, so I don't know too much about it. But like that to me, I've always known that the general research consensus and whatnot is a little bit questionable. But
Hmm.
as long as it's, I know recently, especially recently, they've been cracking down a lot on actually getting a lot of data and things going on. Because I know early 2000s it was just we didn't know a lot, you know. So
Yeah, yeah. I think I've got everything up and running now, so should be okay. All right. We'll see if people join. This guy, I don't know why this guy copy and pasted this whole thing into discussions when like it obviously is like, and also you could have just put that in the domestic policy thing, but yeah, that's cool. But either way, because this is the like it's so fucking obvious this is AI. I don't even know why he'd be like, "Is this AI?" And it's like obviously AI. It's like, what do you think, bro?
is this AI? And at the top's like, sure, here's a list of things Trump is doing.
Text rates, Abraham Accord. Okay.
Dude, I don't know why I'm like stuck on this whole psychophysical harmony thing, dude. It has like ensnared me into its grips.
Dude, it,
'Cause
like
it's
okay,
interesting.
the argument it's not good. It's literally just fine tuning, but for the brain. That's literally it.
Yeah,
Okay, it's literally just
it's.
fine tuning for the
I think
brain.
it's just worse fine tuning is what I'm seeing. It's like it relies really heavily on this massive assumption that all of our phenomenal qualia are the same without ever substantiating it. Like when I was talking with Moore's about it, it was like I was like, oh, how do we know that we actually, when we feel pain, it is pain? You know, like that is the
Mm.
same thing for everybody, and not just that we all interact with each other and do things, and that's the only thing we know, and it gives the illusion of harmony because it works for our survival, and we all call it pain.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
there's no way to
exactly.
prove that the qualia is the same. Only the subjective experience and the result, like the function, is the same. Because naturalism accounts perfectly for all the functions and everything, but it doesn't set out to prove that the qualia is the same. And there's no proof that the qualia is the same anyway. So I don't need to prove it, you
Yeah,
know?
it's like
And he just doesn't seem to answer that. And so I'm doing, I've sent this again with the hopes that he gets his fingers on it this time, but I don't know.
I guess we'll see. I mean, the dude, this is so weird about like really religious people. Like sometimes they can be like pretty smart and like actually make good points because the guy's obviously like reasonable, right? But
Yeah.
then I'm like, hey, yo, you know, Muhammad was like a pedophile, right? And he's like, my prophet was not a pedophile. And then we look it up and it's like, I don't know, bro.
She played with dolls and she was 9. It's not
Like,
looking good for you, man.
oh, wait. What is the evidence for and against Aisha being a minor? What
Because I know
do
there
we
was like
need?
some super ad hoc rescue stuff, like that was like people trying to say, "Oh, she was like 19 though, bro."
Meanwhile,
But I don't know how real that was because I heard that was a thing at one point.
Yeah. No, I've seen people try to defend that. Oh, she was actually like 18, just barely 18 or something. I was like, oh.
They just did it different back then, bro.
The strongest traditional evidence says that she was a minor at marriage and consummation. The main counterargument is that some modern historians think reports are unreliable. They have to say that the reports that they do have, which is the evidence, is biased. It's not true because I don't believe it, and that the timeline-based
My
reconstructions make her
religion is
older.
unreliable. Owned.
Okay, evidence.
Atheists win.
So the earliest shit repeatedly say she was married at 6 or 7. Of course, it's 6 or 7. And the marriage was consummated at 9. Okay. Those reports appear in highly authoritative collection. Bro.
So like, because I know the Hadiths. If I hope I'm not butchering that completely, but like that. I don't know if that's religious text. I know that's like more so the story of Muhammad, if I'm not crazy. Because I know the Quran is the actual like word of God. Well, I don't know if it's the word of God for them, but the Bible's like the word of God for
Yeah,
Christians.
the
So I
Quran is
assume
totally
it's
the
the
word of
religious
God,
text.
according to them. 100%.
And like all that stuff with like Muhammad splitting the moon and
Yup.
spewing water from his fingers and like all that. And then they'll dead ass turn around and look at you and say Jesus didn't resurrect. They'll be like, yeah, bro, he didn't, but my guy did. It's just my dad beats up your dad. That's what it sounds like.
My God's cooler than your God. Dude, it's so lame, bro. Oh my God, it's so fucking lame. Like, it's like I think Dragon Ball is super fucking cool, but then like you start making OCs, and he's like, my OC can go. Wait, you know what an OC is?
I, okay, I was a total loser, bro. I know all this stuff. I know what an
Bro,
OC is. Who do you take me for?
my OC can go Super Saiyan 100, bitch. When can your OC do?
Genuinely, bro.
Like the fucking like gold fucking poofy hair takes up the entire screen, okay? That's how strong my
Mine is mine is orange, and that's cooler.
Oh shit. But wait, how big and poofy is the hair? Or does it like
Uh,
kind of like
I
reset
don't
it?
know. He doesn't use product, so
Oh shit, okay, I got
wouldn't know.
you.
It just
Oh
boosts his power level even more if he
oh
used gel.
oh shit. It's not hold the gel is holding him back? Oh my god.
Yes, we all know this. This is how it works.
So transmitted through a limited chain, it may have been shaped by later debate or sectarian motives, whatever that means. Timeline arguments using the age of Aisha's relatives and other biological clues are used to argue she may have been in her mid-teens or older. The fact they're saying that she may have is like
Like
that's
the amount of cope they're going through just to be able to be like, okay, she was at least 12 is actually insane. Like
wait.
you're still losing even if you win. You know, it's like, oh, okay, all right, she's 12 now, buddy, but that's not much better.
Then the second piece of evidence, some modern Muslim explicitly reject it, reading as historically implausible. Implausible? That means it's possible. It's probably not the case. If I
No, he
had to weigh
didn't,
the
bro.
evidence, sorry, go ahead.
Allah made her an adult before consummation. She was still 9, but he just like used his god powers, bro.
She was mature for her age, bro.
Yeah, bro. Your Honor.
Okay, so against her being a minor, reported to have been roughly 10 years older than this. Person not to happen. So her sister may have been 10 years old. Combining reported dates with that age difference can produce an older age. Critics respond that the reports don't. About as many age are themselves uncertain. Oops. Appears old enough to remember certain events. Oh, she could remember. Oh, that's right, because everyone forgets everything at the age of 9. Of course.
Hmm, yeah. Wait, so she forgot something? Is that
No, no, no. She
what?
remembered, and if she was able to remember, that means that she had the mental faculties. Which obviously the
I mean, I
mental faculties for proper recollection of events obviously would be true for someone who's like 18 or 19 and not a fucking
yeah.
9-year old.
That's also. I would not
Imagine.
be surprised if I got a random 6-year-old kidnapping victim to be able to say that they remembered getting picked up by a 50-year-old and told that they're going to marry him. Yeah, I'm not surprised she remembers that pretty vividly.
Yeah. Dude, fucking Gemini again being a centrist. Determining which use depends on the methodology used. Textual slash habit methodology. If you prioritize the traditional method, then she certainly was a minor. Yeah, in other words, the coping method when Crawford's referencing other shit, then you maybe get 17 to 19,
Oh, it's
which
crazy.
is just not true. For
Yeah.
lifespan
There's the
versus
whole. I know there's also a similar thing with like Christianity. It's not as strong, but it's like the whole Mary argument. You know, there's not a lot of stuff with it, but I know she's like speculated. Wasn't she like 14 or something, a highball when she
Mary.
consented to God or something? Yeah, like
I
Mary
think
and like
max
Christianity.
16. I think max
Yeah.
16. Um,
But like, I think that would be probably different because they're gonna be like, well, God just kind of poofed Jesus in there, dude. He didn't do nothing.
yeah, God made her pregnant
Mhm.
when she became. All right, let's consult the council. Yeah, the best historical estimate is that she's probably teenager. Oh, 12 to 16. Roro. Leaning towards 15 or 16. Oops.
It's pretty rough.
Roro. Historical context. Unlike Aisha's age, Mary's age is never given, but Mary was
Because
likely somewhere
the
around 14 to
Christian,
16, though estimates range from 12 to 18. Yeah, no, yeah, in other words, 16 at
Christians
best.
knew better than to incriminate themselves. They don't throw the numbers out.
Early church traditions are 12 to 14. Oops.
They were like, just in case this changes, let's not bring this one up.
Most common, yeah, so she was 16 tops. Oops.
Yeah. But I
Roro.
mean, then they might grasp at straws and be like, well, I mean, in like South Carolina, there's the 16-year-old
Yeah,
consent
this
that
shit's
isn't.
pedo. I don't like that shit. As a South Carolinian, I don't fucking
Yeah.
like the law. It's creepy as fuck. Like, I don't even think that people who are 25 and older should be able to sleep with an 18-year-old, okay? It's fucking weird,
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah.
right? Like, ugh, God. Like, ew, okay?
Yeah.
Stop. Stop it. Get some help.
That's so crazy to me. Is that not even, well, I don't know. I think it's at the youngest it gets in terms of state rights for that kind of thing. I don't know if
Yeah,
there's younger. I know there was still child marriages in the middle Midwest at some
correct.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think people can get married before the age of 15 with like parent consent or some shit like that.
Oh
But like yeah,
yeah.
it's crazy. It's insane, dog. But like a barred marriage, 16 is the youngest age of consent out of all the states. So that's the thing.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
like, I guess it's better than nothing.
dude,
It
the
could be
bar's
way
in
better, but
hell,
you
bro.
know,
The bar's not
yeah,
even on the floor. The bar is literally like
yeah.
burning in the depths of hell right now.
Took 2,000 years to get here, and we're still not all agreeing it should be 18. By the way.
Yeah. I'm not indulging. Faye, if you're watching, like, dog, like, stop engaging with this shit. I'm reading the far right debate channel. I'm not interested in talking with you. Then why not just leave the server? I mean, majority of people don't like what you think of queer people like me. Like, okay, Moore's. Well, I think his religious stuff is like, oh, you're hot mic is like literally cognitively disabled. Okay, I respect him, even though his beliefs are stupid and obviously are counter to human flourishing. One, he'll say his beliefs and he'll stand on them, which is a virtue. And second, I can expose why like his point of view is fucking stupid, which is useful for converting other people to be away from his point of view. So like don't how do I put it? I think the only way I would start like kicking people off who are conservative, like Moors, is if like this not this subreddit, this fucking Discord ended up mostly becoming full of people like him. But like I don't think that's really even on the table because like it's advertised as like a more liberal Discord, and like I mean it's like when you're the head of a fucking Discord, like you attract the people that I don't even know what the fuck it is I'm trying to say. But the only way I would like
Yeah.
kick people off like him is if like it just became nothing but people like him. But I don't think that's going to be the case since it's obviously like advertised as like a liberal Discord server.
Yeah, sorry if I'm picking up like feedback from you. I apologize because I'm on my phone and my room has really shitty circulation, so I have like 13 fans set up, all blasting. So if I ever like pick up feedback, let me know. I'll try to turn down my stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder if he holds to the concept of divine simplicity. What's your take on divine simplicity?
Um, that's like, is that similar to like adjacent to like bare design creationism and stuff like that?
No,
No,
no. So you
so I
know
might
how they
not want to
say
hear it.
God is good, God is love, God is power, God is knowledge, all the shit.
Yeah.
So that comes from the doctrine of divine simplicity. I'll see if I can share my screen. Uh, so divine simplicity comes from Thomas Aquinas.
Okay, I
Aquinas.
knew I heard it somewhere.
Yeah, I always call him a cognitively disabled individual, even though he's supposed to be one of the greatest philosophers. But I'm like, bro, like you literally believe in contradiction. Like this is the logical conclusion of Christianity, and it literally makes no sense. Why are you believing it, you fucking idiot? But so what this means is God is a single essence. Do you know what an essence is in philosophy?
Um, Not off the top of my head, no.
So an essence is just the thing that makes a thing, right? And it's like
Oh,
it's
okay.
necessary to be that thing. So for example, um there are necessary traits of a thing and then there are accidental traits. So an accidental trait is like your hair. It's something that's part of your identity that could be changed without actually changing who you are. So like if I were to shave your head, you're still Carter. You're just bald Carter, but you're still Carter, right?
That's
Um
true.
and what makes you you, the necessary components of you, that is your essence. That's what they call it, right?
Okay,
So like
okay.
the essence I would say of a person is their brain, right? Because your brain, like if I were to take your brain and put your brain in like another body, but that body then has like all your memories, and I would say that person is now Carter, but it's Carter in a different body, right? That's what I would say. Now,
True.
God, the whole concept of God is supposed to be the single point of like all absolute shit. So like everything stems from God. Um, and I guess I'm trying to think like how much I want to yap about this. Not yap, but like I guess like talk about this shit. I mean, knowing this shit for me is important because I have to be able to falsify all this shit. But again, I also don't expect other
I mean,
people to
yeah,
know this.
I'm overwhelmingly fascinated, so I'll listen to it. I don't
Okay,
care.
I got you. So imagine, ooh, I'll open up Paint. Let's go. We have a Paint stream going. Let's go. We got a Paint
Oh my
stream.
god.
Okay, so we have pretend that we have this is God, okay? And then you have all the stuff that comes out from God, right? Now, God creates all this stuff, uh, and I mean that's kind of what God does. But why does God do this stuff? So, like the creation of like the universe and give us free will and all this other shit. It's because God, part of His essence or God's nature, right, encompasses that He is all loving and He is all powerful and all these things. But It's not that he has these attributes, is that he is these attributes. Does that make sense? Yo, what's up, Finch?
Oh, uh-huh.
So with these attributes, okay, if you were to say that God is like loving and powerful and knowledgeable, do you see the problem here?
Well, like he would just be concepts, would he not be?
Well, no, it's
If
not
he
that
is
he would
a
be
thing,
concepts. God is like, to Christians, God is beyond, or I should say theists. To theists, God is beyond concept. God is concrete, but like transcends all of like metaphysical reality. So it's not like he's like a thing that you can touch. Like my phone, for example. But it's that this, if I say God, like these things are pointing to attributes that God has, but you can't. But it's not the attributes that God has; it's the attributes that God is. Because if God just is loving, is powerful, is knowledgeable, then this is not the absolute. How do I put it? Like, explain the loving. Like, why does God have these attributes? Right? God is not allowed to be a composite entity in Christian doctrine. And the reason why I'm going over this, Finch, is because we have to know, well, I at least need to know Christian doctrines to falsify them. And
You're
after
good. I got you. I got you.
yeah. The question becomes, why would God create these if God, the entity, like has no attributes? So what are the attributes of God? God, let me do this, is loving, is powerful, is knowledgeable. That is divine simplicity.
oh, okay.
Because now we
But then
have one starting point. Sorry, go ahead.
would that not make God like properties regarding God just tautologies? Like God is loving, then God is God, you know?
So God, I mean, God is God, like that is true, but you also get to things like God is love and love is God by virtue of
Yeah.
that. Because these things are part of his essence, and that's why they're all in one big fucking thing. So if God was just God and that's it, God has no nature. Like God's like what does that mean? God is just God. Like why would God create the whole universe? Why would God create love if he himself is not loving, right? Like
That's
if
true.
love stems from God, but God is not a loving God, then what reason does God have to create love unless God literally is love? So that means love is a intrinsic property of God.
Yeah.
Does any of that
Which
make
to
any
me,
sense?
to me, it just seems problematic just due to the virtue of it being like, okay, God's got to be a personal entity, but he also has to be a concept.
Well, he's not a concept. He's a concrete thing that transcends like uh spatial temporality.
Well, that's what I mean though, is it's like if God is love, then we are expressing God, you
Correct.
know?
Well,
Well,
sort
yeah. I
of.
mean,
And
that
that
would just
just to
be.
me is like, how is
Sort of.
that if we can express God, how does that work if we can express an entity?
I
Well, that would
think
be like
go ahead.
expected on a Christian hypothesis, right? That God wants to create beings that are like Him, not exactly Him, but like Him.
Yeah,
That godliness is the thing you strive for.
true. And so you do love by doing virtues in the Bible. However, the problem that you get into this though is so God is love, God is power, God is knowledge. But then that also means that by virtue of all these things, they also equal each other, and that's incoherent.
Ah,
But I think,
that's yeah,
but
I
like
see
we're
that
trying to
now. Okay,
do.
yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like if we're like trying to do like incoherency thing with like Christian theism, why don't we just like head straight for the hypostatic union?
When you say the hypostatic union, what is that?
Yeah, yeah, that Jesus is fully God and fully man.
that makes no sense. Like
Yeah, I mean,
on
it's
its face, it
literally
literally makes.
contradictory. You
Um,
can't
That's
have a
that's different from the Trinity, right? Or is that adjacent to the Trinity?
it's adjacent, but
no,
it's
no,
not
no.
the same as the Trinity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the hypostatic union is the idea that Jesus came down, took of human flesh, which made him fully human while still being fully God. That's necessarily contradictory. He can't be both, right?
Well,
Because these are individual properties that cannot overlap.
the
Imagine.
thing that makes Jesus God to the Christian worldview is that they count God by what's called the essence of God, and that is having these properties of all loving, all powerful, all knowing, all this corny shit.
Well, but we understand that, like, um, the correct me if I'm wrong, but the entire like Christian doctrine is built around the idea of that like God was willing to give up these this all powerfulness, right? And
No,
he was willing to and if that is synonymous with what God is, right, the triomni properties, and he's giving that up, then either A, he can't be God because he's taken on the form of man and man lacks these, or B, he is still God, but he never gave up any of these properties, and therefore he's not fully man.
I think this I could be wrong on, but my understanding is Jesus has like two sort of like I don't want to say like forms, but like two modes, and that's his human mode and his divine mode. And like in divine mode, he is possessing all these
But if,
properties, but like in the
but
human
if those
mode, he's
things
not.
are
You're making Jesus sound like a
wh-
fucking anime character, bro.
No, no, that's it. That's it. That's exactly what it is.
whenever whenever Jesus goes Super Saiyan, okay, that's what.
Don't make me go divine mode, pal.
Oh, wait.
No, but then that would still be contradictory to the
Uh,
hypostatic union because that's saying that he's not fully God and fully man, that he's choosing to be man instead of being fully God.
yeah.
And the hypostatic union is
Yeah.
something that's affirmed by Catholics, Eastern Orthodoxy, and most Protestant branches.
Yeah.
So unironically, we should get something in the bot here, but I remember reading that unironically, did y'all know the order of which the Gospels were written?
It
I
was
know John.
Paul first, right?
Wait, say again. What?
Paul first, right?
No, the Gospels.
Oh,
I know John was
sorry.
the.
I'm a
I know
fucking
John was
larper,
the
bro. I got
last.
no clue what I'm
Correct.
talking about then.
Yeah, no, no
John
worries.
was the last. Mark was the first.
Correct.
And then I
Matthew
don't
and Luke are in the
know.
middle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Matthew, Luke are in the
they're
middle.
around the same age. But so yeah, it's Mark, Matthew, Luke, John. That's the age of the Gospels. But
Yeah.
unironically, when we're talking about the Dragon Ball like anime characters, they power scale Jesus. I'm not fucking kidding.
Yes, they do. Oh, I love
Yeah.
talking about this. Yeah.
So
In fact,
yeah, I should back this up.
the closest
Yeah.
we get to Jesus
Yeah.
claiming to be God is only in John, and
True.
even that's
That's so
It was
fair.
debatable.
Paul wrote all the books though, right? That's what it was.
Paul.
No. Paul wrote the
No,
letters,
Or he was
no. Yeah,
or
Paul
he
wrote the
wrote
letters,
the letters, yeah. Okay.
Galatians, Timothy, Corinthians, etc.
Yeah. Okay.
but like the Gospels, nah, some randos fucking wrote that
Yeah.
shit, 100%.
Yeah.
That
The
was all like
only
what, like 50 years after too?
Yeah, well, so Mark was done, I think, was it, oh fuck, when was Mark written? I remember that John is written, I think like, fuck, I think almost like 100 years after Jesus died. When were the Gospels written? Shit,
relative to Jesus' death.
yeah. But I'm pretty sure Mark is like, I think like 60 years after his death, something like that. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Mark is 30 years after his death, but in the
Can
year
you
like 60 CE.
can you make that screen a little bigger? I can't really see it.
Yeah, I got you.
Sick. Thank you, boss.
Yep. So most scholars date his death around 30 CE. The Gospel is written decades later. So Mark about 35 years later. Matthew, Luke 50, and then John 60.
Yeah, and then the first canonical, the first attempt at canonization was 200 CE, right?
Of canon is I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's 200 CE. So like even taking like the earliest manuscripts, right? Let's just assume that Mark was written 35 years after. That's 65 CE.
Ooh.
By the time they actually took what we think Mark is today, which doesn't include any sort of like textual variants we find or information we got from Q, right?
Mm.
At the absolute earliest, the Bible wasn't fully canonized, brought together as a book until 100, until 170 years after Jesus died. And quick math is hard. 75 minus 35, 70, 140 years after Mark was first written.
Yeah. For the canonization, oh yeah, because that's like the early church fathers' attempt to, I guess, like get their little fanfic shit. I don't know, but
You guys, you guys read the Mormonism spinoff?
I no,
Bro,
I'm not on that
no,
arc yet,
okay,
bro.
look, Mormonism is actually look. Mormonism is so dope, okay? Every like single like tautology, not tautology,
You
every
can
single like
be God, bro. It's so cool. You
no,
can
every
literally
single
have an OC
ingredient.
in Mormonism.
You know, like for example, how people will say, well, we can trust the disciples' accounts because they went to death for their beliefs.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We can hold that super true for Mormons. They were persecuted heavily, heavily. Does that mean that the Mormons hold the same sort of legitimacy? What about being exiled? Would that also count? Because if so, we have people who were exiled from the Mormon church who claim to have seen the golden plates, right? And even after being exiled from the church, still held till the day that they died that yes, Joseph Smith had these golden plates. It's crazy, dude.
I actually have a friend who's a Mormon who is in Utah for a mission right now.
I,
Yeah, I'm emailing him still. It is like unbelievable, dude. I mean, I know the guy, and I think it's kind of crazy, but it just goes to show to me, like, because he's not a dumb guy. Like, it's how they get you, you know.
ooh, I got a question. Do we know how to deal with presuppositional apologetics?
Like,
Broadly
um,
or like specific
those things.
examples?
Like how to counter tag?
Oh God, tag.
Yeah.
I was reading a paper about this. I can see if I can pull it up. Hold up. Why? Do you have like a specific counter you like, or
Dude, tag is
are you
like
like investigating?
no, I know,
I'm like,
dude, I had this, like, it was like a divine revelation by Jod, okay? Like, it felt amazing, okay, to get this amazing fucking, I don't know, just this revelation, if you will, okay, of
Mhm.
how to disassemble tag. But the only bad thing about the argument is you actually have to be going against someone who's debating you in good faith, and if they're running tag, then they're definitionally not running in good faith in the debate. That's the only problem. Okay, so do you want to explain? Does everyone in here know what tag is? If not, then
Yeah.
feel free to speak up.
I know roughly. So,
Roughly, like on a
like,
scale of 1 to 10, like with a 70 being a C, like just think like your average like grading system. What would you like grade yourself on with understanding tag? Like
I
not
mean,
necessarily counter it, but just what the argument is.
if I were to throw out what I roughly get from it, it would be like, isn't it the one where it essentially just says God is basically the necessary precondition for like everything, like logic, even?
Yeah, correct.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Cool. It's that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So, dude, I fucking hate having to learn all this philosophy bullshit because it's like, can we just talk about politics? Like, y'all defend pedophiles. Y'all will do anything to keep defending fucking pedophiles, bro. I'm so sick of this shit.
Hey, don't hate on my major. Don't hate on my
Shut
major.
up,
Calm
Eric.
down. Calm
Oh,
down.
you're a philosophy major, Finch?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Hi, Ethan.
What do you mean?
What's
I
up,
love it.
Faye?
I love it.
Why do
I
you
get to have
love it?
pointless
Do you hate?
arguments all the time. I get to have pointless arguments all the time. It's great.
no, yeah, I
God.
agree. It's like fun, but like, dude, we're gonna be flipping burgers, bro. That's what we're.
Look, okay. What's so frustrating is people will like just make up the most like random fucking shit. Like they're like, I hold the substance dualism for my theory of mind because blah blah blah, and I'm like, bro, like if you get shot in the head, like you're not conscious anymore. Like you just gotta pull shit out of your ass to make up things
No,
for like a
no,
soul.
no. You
Like,
Yeah.
misunderstand. You obviously
what?
have to critique substance
Well,
dualism through the mind-body problem.
yeah, I
it's
actually
like-
hold to true self Foydism. So how's that, pal?
Oh God,
Yeah,
shut
like
up.
they'll
It's a
say like,
buzzword.
"Oh, actually, your view doesn't hold because I believe in blah 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 blah," blah. And I feel like I'm like in a Yu-Gi-Oh game, and they're like pulling out like random trap cards. Like your thing doesn't work because I believe in this fucking stupid shit. And I'm
No,
like,
no, no,
okay,
no. You haven't. Have you experienced the ultimate trap card? The ultimate trap card, being error theory.
well, error theory I actually am familiar with, and even then, I think error theory actually fails on my concept of morality.
Error theory obviously fails,
Yeah.
whether type A or type B, but still.
Well, wait, what are the different types of error theory? I just know that they say that it always results in false because there's no like true moral propositions.
Yeah, so that's type B error theory.
Mhm.
Type B error theory, if I'm not mistaken, the distinction between them. Type B want to say that every single type B error theory want to say that like ethical judgments are like systematically false,
Right? Yeah,
right?
that's
Well, type
second.
A, no, sorry. Type A want to say that all moral judgments are strictly false, and type B want to say that like only ethically significant moral judgments are false.
Oh, what? That's so weird. What? Why?
Yeah, so
What? Why would you? Why would type even be a? I don't know. That's weird. Some ethically
it's like
thing.
type B error theorists would want to like acknowledge that like relative moral reasons exist purely in context.
So then they're just moral relativists. What? Is
I
that it?
it's I was going to say words we can't say on Twitch. Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds weird as fuck. I mean, at least type A makes
naughty
sense.
words.
You just like okay. Tell me if my okay. When people say something is good, all it means is that that thing they're talking about is in um it is in alignment with some order. And that order could be whatever the fuck you want to make it. So that order could be like God's word. That order could be your subjective preferences. That order could be like going around and murdering people. Like it's just it's incongruence with some kind of order. And that's all it means for something to be good.
Sure, but I mean that's more so like on the theory of language of morality rather than like what morality is,
Well then
right? Because
if sorry, go
seemingly
ahead.
if we're deriving the good from some order kind of just begs the question, well, what is the order?
Well, yeah, no. The order now, if we want to talk about what the order is, then that's a whole nother conversation. But the thing is, you're in accordance with some kind of order, and that's true for all moral statements.
Hi, Ethan.
What's up,
Possibly,
Faye?
I guess I mean I guess maybe not under like error theory, but generally yeah.
I mean, even with error theory, like if they okay, I think error theory would have to say that I'm wrong. To which I'm gonna say, well, then I don't know what the fuck you mean when you say that something is good. Because if you mean like
Well,
not in accordance with some kind of order, then I'm gonna throw my
error
hands up because
theorists
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, error theorists don't say that error theorists are going to say that like all moral judgments are false because there are no moral facts in the
But what
universe.
does it even mean
Anytime
for something to be
someone,
moral, though? Right?
huh?
What does it mean for something to be moral or good?
I mean, I guess they would just find those words to be like incoherent.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying like I reject that
Like you're
entirely.
just not talking about anything. To say that something is moral, to say that like something is right or wrong just means like you're just not talking about anything.
Yeah, like
What are you all discussing on?
so right now we're
Error theory.
discussing yeah, it's a thing of philosophy and metaethics. Like it's I'm such a fan of Count Bin. Count Bin face is pretty. He's pretty
By the
epic.
way,
I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
know
lie.
if you heard me, but I was trying to say hi, Ethan. Hi, Carter.
No, I heard you. I said hi,
Hello.
Faye. Sorry, you didn't
Oh,
hear it. Nah, no worries. What's up, partner? But yeah. We're talking about error theory, and it's basically just saying that all moral propositions or like all moral statements are false.
Yeah, are
Because
strictly false
yeah,
because there are no moral facts in the universe.
right.
And that anytime
also,
someone makes a moral claim,
Ethan,
like stealing is wrong, the statement is inherently incorrect. Jesus Christ,
It happens to both
is
of us.
incorrect because they're not indexing it back towards anything.
Oh, Ethan, by the way, I'm perfectly fine with you calling me Kyle, just not when you're like streaming where
I am
anyone
streaming.
can see it.
I am streaming. Like,
Wait, you're
okay,
not streaming right now, correct?
I'm
Something's
literally
getting cut
streaming
out
right
of the
now.
VOD.
I'm literally
No,
streaming
no,
right now.
they're streaming right now
I'm like streaming
online.
like as we speak. Because these
Are you
whole things,
joking or are you serious?
I'm
Deadass. I
totally
joined
serious.
off of the Twitch link.
Yeah, I'm streaming like right
Oh.
now. There you go.
All good. We unfortunately have like 2 viewers probably right now. But
Yeah, some people watch the VODs, but I mean we're about 40 minutes in, and I imagine people will probably skip around anyway. But here we are. But yeah, if you see
I didn't
me,
know you were live. I thought you were all just talking.
nope. I said something in general, that I'm getting the stream ready and stuff. But
Oh.
I mean, I'm not gonna hold to any like moral status on this right now. I'm an error theorist on the morality of the situation.
Oh, brother, this guy.
Shut the fuck up.
People
Fuck
on
you.
the internet that just realized my name again.
But locking back in, yeah, no, I reject error theory because all it means for something to be good is to be in accordance with some kind of order, and that order can be whatever the fuck you want to make it.
So wait, if
well,
some like I don't know how I feel like that definition of good like leads to some like pretty bad reductios, right? Because if order is going to be like self preferential, right? Then like if my order is like the thing that's organized around maximal suffering,
Mhm.
right? And therefore I say that like you know, sexual assault is good. I don't know what like Twitch is okay with.
I think you can say
I say
sexual
that
assault.
yeah, I see sexual assault is good because of you know, the order I'm deriving it from, that being the thing that causes the most amount of suffering. Then that's just an analytical truth.
Yeah, if they're saying that that is what is good, then that is the order that they're appealing to. But the statement that I'm saying is what it means when someone says something is good. That's what they're referring to some order, and if that's the order they're appealing to, then that's the order they're appealing to. Now, I'm not
But then would
giving
that be true?
a second.
Like I think we can use language in ways that's like incorrect.
Yeah,
Right? Like so would that statement be true that sexual assault is good because whenever
no,
they're deriving good, they're deriving it from that order.
no.
But why not?
Okay, I see. Okay, there's a few layers. I need to think it through. Give me like 1 second because this could change my position on this. I think what it means for something to actually be good is to be in accordance with your well-being and freedom. At least in terms of like the moral good aspect, because something could be like good in
Yeah.
terms of like your tastes. Like
Yeah. Ice cream isn't exactly in accordance with your well-being, but it damn sure tastes good. I got you.
yeah. Um, in a moral sense, though, when we're talking about agents, I think that what it means for something to be good necessarily is going to be something that is conducive to your well-being and flourishing, because your well-being and flourishing are the necessary preconditions for all moral agents. And if
Okay.
you're a moral agent, you have a goal, right? And that goal usually is the order that like we're talking about. And so then we have to look at like they kind of feed into each other. Fuck, I gotta think on how to define it a little better. Like I
Yeah, I
don't.
mean, my first question would be like, how do we define well-being, and then like, how is this quantifiable?
Yeah. Well-being you can define in two senses, but I would say kind of like a summation of these two, and that's gonna be your physical well-being, and that's gonna be your emotional well-being, and they do feed into each other. So like your physical
But what do
well-being,
you?
like are you dying? Are you sick? You know, like how healthy are you? And then your
Okay.
emotional well-being, like are you depressed? Like do you want to kill yourself? Are you like really happy in life? Is it fulfilling?
Can
Stuff like
I
that.
can I ask you something, Ethan?
Yeah, what's up?
So I was just wondering what you might thought of this. So like I know that I brought this up with some other classmates in class and they're like they feel one way or the other. I personally feel like the only reason our species acts the way that it does is because we have civilization as a sort of like curtain. But if we had too little of food, or if we didn't have all the things that were able to like have us be secure and safe, I do feel like we would act like other creatures.
What? I don't understand.
Like if you take away the resources that we have, our food and everything, if we were in a scarce situation, I feel like what people sometimes may not understand is like maybe one of the reasons why we're able to like, be cordial with each other is because of the situation we are. But like for example, when you see like a tidal wave or something, you're gonna see people pushing other people away, and not caring of theirs. So it's like, can we really like say that this is an actual thing, or is it just because right now we're in a state of comfort, so we don't need to worry about sort of situation?
I guess that would be like more so humans kind of always have been cordial and had interactions because, like, in terms of the animal kingdom and everything, it rewards fat, speed, strength, all these things. And we're pretty mediocre at like everything except we're smart as hell, you know?
True.
And so I think that's what allowed us to rate so much and realize because we're super smart that we are pretty freaking weak compared to like a lion or a gorilla. And so we realized, wow, if we have like 25 of us, all of a sudden we kind of whoop the lion's ass, for example. And I think that's why, like, even if you were to take away everything, I still think we would be pretty sociable with each other and still form a society. I think it would just kind of set us back and we'd just do it all over again.
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't think we would go manic? Because I have actually done thesis on this, that if our resources were gone, if we like were very low of food, if we were in dangerous situations, our cordial civilness to each other, I feel like it would definitely cease because
I mean,
Yeah, I
if it
think
was like, yeah,
I think I generally agree that we like tend to act differently in survival situations, but I don't know if that necessarily like makes it good. Like for
Yeah.
example, let's say that, I'm at a bank robbery, right? And I have like this foreknowledge to know that the only way I am making it out with my life is to take Ethan and shove him in front of the shooter. When I do this, he's going to shoot, and he's going to shoot Ethan, but not me, meaning that I'm going to be able to get out. Would that
it,
now make it okay for me to like shove Ethan?
exactly. That's what I try to like what I do with my thesis is, because I don't really see this as good or bad. I just see it as relationship. And what I personally feel as a zoology student is that, we're able to be of this cordialness, hi, how's it going, neighbor, and stuff because of what we have. But I really do truly believe if we didn't have it, we wouldn't still be saying, hi, neighbor. No, we'd be breaking into your house trying to get what we can get of you. You'd be trying to break into our house. Like, I just
Yeah, but I
don't
think that
think that.
I think that there's still probably wrong makers there. I'm not saying
True.
that that would like be conducive to our action, right? Obviously, if I'm in a different situation, my behavior will change. But like, I don't know if that like has heavy implication upon like if that's the okay thing to do. Because like just going back to the earlier hypothetical, I would probably be doing something wrong to shove Ethan in front of me. Now that's
Well,
obviously
you're
gonna
trying to
rely
make
like,
sure you're safe. You're trying to make sure you're safe, and yeah, if there was a situation where you don't have to do that, you would absolutely probably like try
I
not to do it. But yeah,
yeah.
that's
I,
just my point. Is I feel like what people may not understand is that maybe, and maybe that's okay. Maybe we're not really cordial creatures. We're just able to be cordial because we're not in a fear right now. Like we
look.
have enough.
Um. Yeah. I think what we're facing is actually correct in the sense of like if there was a life or death situation between two like able-bodied people, right, and they had to do something such that like I don't know, like all else equal, you have two people put in a life or death situation where only one can walk out. I think both are doing the objectively correct thing in trying to preserve their own life. So like I don't want to say like they should fight to the death, but like they should. I
but
mean,
like
they
how far
basically
does
should.
but like how far does that extend though, right? Like
I
now
mean,
let's
in a
say you do.
situation where like you literally have to, then like you literally have to.
I
Like
don't even think it's an
Wait,
area where
no, no,
you
no.
might.
So that's
Oh, sorry.
um,
I
you're fine.
but
You're fine. No, you're fine. Just to be clear, whenever I ask like how far that would extend, what I mean is like seemingly there's like some liminal level at where we would cut this off. Like if it was, for example, you or the entire human race, you'd
Hmm.
probably say that it would be better, or at least in some way morally virtuous, right, to allow yourself to die. So like where does this quantify?
Yeah, like what's the objectively correct answer to this? I would say
I
that
think. Oh, sorry. You can go, Ethan.
yeah, no, I think that the decision ultimately is going to be whatever the agent like. I don't think there's a wrong answer on that one.
I guess it just
Oh,
comes
yeah.
down to because,
Really?
like, I know in my studies, it really, I feel like, just comes down to how your brain and body is going to react. Because it doesn't even necessarily mean that you consciously shoved Ethan out of the way. It's that your brain receptors of your fight or flight of our reptilian side of our brain, because I remember talking about this in class, is taking over to where you're not even possibly consciously thinking, hey, let me shove Ethan in the way so the shooter gets them. You already have done it before it could even be conscious thought.
So back on like the good question, I guess we have to break down good in certain contexts, right? I'm still gonna abide by, um, actually not abide by. I
I'm sorry if this bothered everyone.
No, you're
No, you're
fine.
good. You're good. You're good. It was
Because I was,
interesting.
yeah, no, I was literally also trying to like, I guess I can how to like I guess like refine my definitions, which is important for me to do. It's a good thing to be pushed in this direction, but I think that in moral goodness, it has to be things that are conducive to your freedom and well-being. Because in order for any moral agent or for any agent to do anything that we would even say is moral, then they need to be able to do stuff. And the prerequisite to do stuff, to act with any moral agency, if it's going to be a thing, is going to be your freedom and well-being. Because if you don't have the freedom, like if you're mind controlled, then you can't do shit. And if you're dead because your well-being is impacted, then obviously you can't do shit either. So those are the two preconditions.
Okay,
Uh,
so I guess would you think that um how do I phrase this correctly? I'm gonna walk you down like some Peter Singer shit real quick.
yeah.
Okay. So seemingly there are contexts in which minimal levels of like harm taken upon ourselves is not only like good but seemingly obligatory. For example, let's say that you just went to the store and you bought a new pair of $250 shoes, your
Hmm.
new Jordans,
Yeah.
right? And on your way home from work, you see a kid that is like drowning in a lake.
Oh, I
Would you
think I know
say that you
this.
have like, yeah, would you say that you have like some ethical obligation to jump out, dive into the lake, even if it's going to ruin your new shoes, if it meant saving the life of the child?
Yep.
Okay, great. We agree. But seemingly that's not something that's going to be conducive towards like your individual well-being.
No, it
And
totally is.
seemingly it is? How so?
Yeah,
I
100%.
think
So
that
like
would
when
be a
you
hard
save that
situation.
kid, when you save that kid, like that kid, has parents. That kid has other people who are gonna see you and be like, wow, this guy's a fucking hero, right? So like there's objective reasons that are conducive to your well-being to save the kid. Also you could think about like, would you be able to live with yourself if you couldn't do it? Or if you didn't save the kid, if you let the kid drown or die or whatever, right? So there's that as
Okay.
well. And then also may the kid is going to grow up and ideally be a contributing member of society, which obviously is beneficial to you since we as humans we're social creatures. So yeah, it's totally
I think
conducive to
that
your
would be
well-being.
a hard situation for me personally because
What?
I can't swim. So if it
Oh,
was
you
a
can't swim, then
Oh
situation,
my
obviously,
goodness.
yeah,
Obviously, yeah.
yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
I'm not
you
saying
drowning.
make
kill
it seem
yourself and
like
let
you
the
were
kid
really
die.
concerned with your Jordans
Yo,
over the life of a child. I was like, wait.
oh,
Okay,
okay.
wait,
Then
wait,
yeah,
wait. But
I
if
would
that's
say
the
that
case,
if I'm not gonna drown, then yeah, I would save the child. But if I could drown, then no, I can't. And I would feel dismay, but I'm terrified of drowning because I've drowned once before.
yeah.
yeah, I mean, if you can't, obviously, if you like lack the physical capabilities, then you're not going to be obligated. Because number one, there's a decent chance that you won't end up saving the child, and you'll both die anyways, and that's obviously bad. Um, but regardless, I want to extend this just a just a little bit. If you
Hmm.
agree that like it's going to be obligatory because it's going to save like these lives, right?
Hmm.
Well then let's say that, we now have the option between this $250 pair of Jordans, right? Or donating this $250 to malaria nets. And you know that if, funding these mosquito nets, right? To prevent malaria, right? Is going to save 10 children's lives in, I don't know, we'll say Nepal, right? Would you say that that action is also obligatory?
Wait, when we say obligatory, hold on, wait. Are we talking about like morally being compelled or morally making the correct choice? Because I don't think these are necessarily going to be the same thing. Like it is virtuous to donate to charity, but I don't think you have to be compelled to donate to charity.
Okay, so, but do you think that you would be compelled to jump in and save the child?
Compelled? Yeah, I think that there are
Then
certain
what?
moral
Then what
obligations.
the? Then what the symmetry breaker between the cases?
Yeah. So if you know, I'll say this: if you know that you're going to be saving like the 10 people by donating the 250, and assuming like you've got like it's not of like significant damage to you to donate the money, then yeah, I would agree with a moral compulsion there. I would agree with that.
Okay, see, but now we're going to get into another threshold issue. What do you consider significant damage?
The ability for you to flourish yourself, because if you cannot flourish in your own capacity, then ultimately you're not able to assist others or yourself, which is like probably like the ultimate bad.
Okay, and just to be clear, flourishing is going to be mental flourishing,
Yeah.
being like generally happy, not wanting to kill yourself, not depressed,
Also your
mentally
physical
sound.
flourishing too. So like you need to be able
Yeah,
to like
as
buy
well as
food.
yeah, conjunctory.
Right.
Okay, so then let's say that the same charity doing the malaria nets, right? Now let's say that if you donated every penny that you didn't need to, sorry, that you could, the more that you donated, the more kids would be saved, right? And there's obviously, only you don't need every shirt in your closet. You don't need every pair of shoes that you buy. You don't need to go out and buy the fancy steaks, right?
Mhm.
Would you now be like ethically compelled, right? Or would it be ethically obligatory to donate all of your excess funds to these malaria nets for children because you know that they're going to save lives?
The problem when we talk about like obliging people morally on certain things like this is that now if there's like an obligation, this bleeds into things like when we talk about moral obligations, this also bleeds into things like how we like construct our legal systems too, right? Because we're gonna say morally compelled, then usually that's gonna also imply like some or like there's a chance it could like okay, is this also gonna entail like legal compulsion too? Because like we have to take these things into
Not,
context too.
not necessarily. I'm not saying, and keep in mind, I'm not necessarily agreeing with Singer's view here.
Yeah. No, it's a
Um,
good thing to push people in though.
yeah, I'm not necessarily agreeing with Singer's view here. I think that the issue, whenever we come with like this well-being slash flourishing account, right, is that if you're also obligated, at least in some liminal level, to other people's well-beings, right, then there's going to be no morally relevant distinction between the well-being of the child that is drowning in the lake and you spending $250 to save them and the 10 kids overseas and you being morally obligated to, instead of buying those Jordans because you don't need them, right, donating to them. And if that's the case, how far does this threshold go? And if it's really just all the way down to your bare necessities, then I would say that's seemingly a reductio. That wouldn't be a view that I'm willing to adopt.
Yeah, no. Like because when we talk about like moral obligations down to your bare necessities, then I mean like obviously if you're down to your bare necessities, then you're actually not even flourishing anymore, right? At that point, right? Like if I can just barely make ends meet, like in real life, there are problems I could run into, such like, what if I get into a car crash? Well, if only I had that extra money, that that I fucking donated, then maybe I would have the money to pay for my car's fixes, right? So like yeah, like there's to say that people are morally obligated to give like every single penny that they have such that they can just barely make ends meet is yeah, your symmetry breaker is real life. You can't live your life by just barely making ends meet, because when shit hits the fan, then you're fucked. And in life shit hits the fan a lot. So like
May I
Okay.
Yeah,
may I say something on this?
sure.
If that's okay, I just want to make sure it's okay.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I remembered I was watching an episode of Big City Greens of on this, and Tilly saw like a ad commercial that was like saying, "Save all the moths. You know they have a horrible life and things, and create a ecosystem for them." And she was willing to just give up all her life savings and stuff. She did like a charity for it and everything. She was getting ready to like demand money from the bank, and then when she showed the video to the police officer was ready to just give everything, and she started realizing, maybe this isn't actually beneficial. And she finally was able to come to terms. I won't be able to save all of you, but maybe I can save some of you. And I really liked the message of that episode. That in the end, they had like lights in their backyard, and they had some like sweaters they don't wear anymore. Because yeah, I mean, you have to accept that you're not gonna save everything of anything, but you can try and save some.
So,
For
like,
sure. And like,
go
sorry,
ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, when we're talking about like what the level of compulsion that people have in moral situations, if we extrapolate it to all, or like you know what universalization is by like Kant's categorical imperative, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like if we universalize these things, to what extent will our society be flourishing? Or like be able to, I should say, sustain itself instead. That's probably, it's just using the word flourishing all the time. If it's such that we end up destroying ourselves or are barely able to maintain ourselves, then that results ultimately in failure, because now we're no longer able to ensure our well-being and
Sorry if
happiness.
my thing wasn't a good comparison.
You're fine.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess first question: are you like sympathetic to deontology, or?
Yeah, I think deontology is actually pretty epic.
Okay, sick. It sounded like it, which is probably why like these like Peter Singer, real big utilitarian, some crazy views, pretty
Yeah.
based on veganism. But other than that,
Have you heard
um,
of the utility monster in regards to utilitarianism?
Not
I
the
think the
utility monster,
I
right?
think the utility monster is so silly. I think that it's a universal applicative. Like, all you're saying is, in your system, X is good. So therefore, if we do X, it is good. Yes?
Yup.
Obviously, they're going to say yes. But if you ask a Kantian, right, if you have a deontological principle that says this is good, then this is good, right?
Yup.
Like, it seems so trivial.
God, dude.
You
I
were
love when
you
people
were
ask like the super hypotheticals where they're like, what if touching kids actually maximized utility? And it's like, wow, what if the thing that was bad for people was good for people? Like, what the fuck you, like, what if God said to touch kids? Like,
It's
what do you want me to say, bro?
it's legitimate schizobabble. Legitimate schizobabble.
I fucking hate these 5 IQ questions, bro. They make
you
me
were
want to.
mentioning Pinch about malaria, and I was just wondering what all you might think of this. I was proposing because I also like to study on entomology in my classes, and I thought, maybe we could come up with like artificial blood, like hive things that are like in the cities, because then female mosquitoes can still take care of their young, because that's what they're trying to do, but they don't know that they've taken a pathogen in their proboscis that can, cause malaria, other diseases.
Yep.
So maybe we can just find a way where they can still take care of their young, but it doesn't have to be in the expense of our blood cells.
But I think I've figured out a good way to structure, I guess like how I wanted to like define good. So going back to like the question of like, is there moral truth? Excuse me. There's like, I think let me bring up paint again. I think there's like the overarching
That's
concept
paint
of
time. Locking in. Hold up.
hell yeah. There's like the overall concept of good, right? And then from there you can get into like different like branches of good, but ultimately like the most vague definition of good is going to be being in accordance with some kind of order. And so maybe that's like maybe the order is like being good at sport, so like you're good at like running or something, and that's the order that we're appealing to. So it's not necessarily an order, a moral thing, but it's like a utility good, right? Or like something is good at like cutting, so maybe like like some kind of tool. It's a good tool, but it's not necessarily like a moral thing, right? But it's in accordance with the order, and that order is your necessity to cut some paper or some shit, right? And so this would be like utility. We can do like that. Utility. And then you can have your moral good. And I do believe in objective morality. Because when we talk about the moral good, okay, we're talking about an agent acting in accordance with some type of order. But if we're going to talk about objective morality, right, because you could look at like what like someone's preferences are, and that's a type of order. But if we're going to talk about objective morality, what is true of all moral systems is going to be the principle of generic consistency. So you could say like a subjective good, because that like people have their preferences. I think to deny that is nearsighted. But then your objective standard is going to be your principle of generic consistency.
I'm sorry. I'm going to. I'm going to need a re-explanation here in a little bit. My husband needs me. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Subjective.
But Ethan, can it really go into objective if it's really just our neurotransmitters? I mean, thankfully, majority of our neurotransmitters don't want to do harm to each other, so we do it a very little. But it's not like it was intentional; it's just accidental that our neurotransmitters don't want to do too much harm to each other.
Well, when we're talking about what is good, we're just talking about like an agent's or like some entity's accordance with some type of thing. And like it it goes beyond just like, you know, doing things that help each other. Like, okay, why is helping each other good?
Well, I mean, it's sort of you don't really go into reason on it. Like, yes, social bonds have been very beneficial in all different types of
Well,
species,
when you say
but
beneficial, like that presupposes like, because beneficial means like good in either some kind of utility sense, usually.
well, so like, okay, so I have had this discussion with a metaphysical person before, so I'll ask you this. Like, let's even just try to go of just factual 100%. If something massages me, I I'm not having like a coarse pain reaction to it. And that's the only factual that I'm just letting you know. I'm not like I don't know what else to tell you. It's just my body is liking that stimulation.
Yeah,
And
no,
then if I get
it's an
restricted from it,
enjoyable I'll say procedure or whatever. It's something that provides joy. But what if I say joy is bad? Joy is like immoral. If you get a massage, you're a bad person. What if I say that?
then I would go completely by the actual like, did it harm me? Does it harm someone
Yeah, but when
else?
we say
Like,
harm, what do we mean by harm?
well, like if it doesn't active, well, I mean, I guess it also depends because I know deep tissue massages they can have like pain receptors go off, but people have seen like it can help them with more mobility. So I would just say like, are you like seeing mobility? Are you like seeing a less relief of your stress or something? And
No,
then if
like
that
okay,
is
but what? Okay, wait. When we talk about what is good and what is bad, we're not talk. Well, people usually in metaethics, they're not just talking about like what feels good, or they're usually not saying what is good for like humans physically. I mean, oftentimes that's the case, but not necessarily, right?
I guess
Like,
it's just hard for me because it's like being someone of science. I try not to do this idea of, oh, this is and this is. No, I try to just go for whatever reason. Many species have benefited by social bonds and they don't have done well with being antisocial.
okay, wait,
But if
what does good mean in a moral sense to you, Faye?
wait, what? Say again?
What does good mean in a moral sense?
Well, I don't even really like using that word because
Well,
I
that's
think
why
it
we're
really
talking about metaethics, you know? So you kind of have to use it. Or like,
I
well,
I
I'm
get
not saying you need to have an understanding, but What I'm saying is that's the entire point of the discussion here, right? We're discussing
I,
what does it mean for something to be good in a moral sense.
yeah, I feel like when you really just get into the factual sense, it's just if a rock hits a creature, like even us, we'll just have like a reaction. Like I mean, I guess that's the actual factual is that you have a rock on you, just like, "Arr, arr." And then if something like rubs on you that you like, you might go, like that is the only actual factual. Anything else is just us vocalizing what we were feeling of our receptors.
Why should
So
I
like you're
say? Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
You go
back.
ahead.
Sorry about that.
You're gonna say the same thing, I
I hear
think.
good, Finch. Yeah, like don't. Okay, so me and Finch are gonna discuss this, and me, Finch, and Carter are gonna discuss this, and maybe it'll make more sense. But all
Yeah.
all we're saying good is okay. What it means for something to be good, you're in accordance with some kind of, and that's just good, big umbrella. It's some kind of order. It could be a utility or it could be a moral sense. Okay. And when we talk on moral sense, you have subjective goods. So, like, I like ice cream. I like listening to good music. And then for our moral objective sense, or I'm sorry, actually, yeah. For our objective moral sense, you can say the principle of generic consistency is your objective criteria for what is good. Because it is true of every single ethical system for an agent to do a thing.
Hmm.
By virtue of it being a necessary precondition, it has to be, it's an instrumental good. But an instrumental good is still a type of good. It still fits under this category because it allows you to pursue whatever the intrinsic good is.
Okay.
So by that virtue, by the PGC, your well-being and freedom are objectively good in a moral capacity.
Objective is in stance, not mind independence, correct?
Um, no, it's mind independent. It's true no matter what you think about it.
Well, the reason I say it would be like stance independent rather than mind independent is seemingly
Both.
like this is going to be like derivative of mind. Like
Uh,
flourishing can only exist with a mind to flourish, but it's going to be true across any position.
yeah, like I can't imagine. Like, how can you say something is morally good if there's not a mind to it? Like, it's like saying the rock is morally good. Like, that's incoherent. I have no idea what the fuck a person means when they say that.
Would you all say that you're ready if you are in an area where you're trapped and no resources, that you are willing to inevitably accept that you or your friend in this situation might try to eat the other?
What?
Is like, are
Um,
you saying like, would it be morally permissible to resort to cannibalism in that scenario? Is that what the question is?
I mean, it happens of our species and other species when you're in a enclosed
No.
situation, you have no other source of food, and you go too long. It happens.
I
Like,
think you should. The moral thing to do is you thumb wrestle first,
true.
and then loser has to get eaten. That's the
no,
rules,
no, no.
man.
Look. I have no qualms. I think that there are ethical forms of consensual cannibalism. Trust. Just lock in, forehead.
Eat me. Like,
I mean, as long as you kill me where I have no pain and I'm dead, I don't care if you eat.
based. Okay.
But yeah,
I
I'm
don't know.
wondering
Like all that
Like,
base.
what
That's
you
some.
think. I'm wondering what
But
you
like
think, Ethan,
a
because
cannibal would think that's like not fun though, because then it's just like eating normal meat. They're not like fighting you.
but I'm
A
wondering
cannibal
what
might say that.
because there has been situations our species has done that and people will say, oh, that's disgusting, but I mean that's what sometimes happens if you don't have
I
any
don't.
way of
I mean,
other
I don't think.
nutrients and you're trapped of a situation with another individual, it will eventually go to that.
I don't. I mean, this is a little bit like convoluted, but like I the view that I am most sympathetic to whenever it comes to like ethics and like ethical motivation is I think I'm most sympathetic to emotivism. That all we mean whenever we say things are good or bad is we're just like appealing to how we feel about a subject. I think that whenever we say the phrase, cannibalism is bad, we're just saying that cannibalism is icky. We don't like it, right?
Hmm.
So whenever you're like, well, would it be justified in this scenario, right? I mean, maybe if I was in that scenario, my purview on the subject of cannibalism might change, right? But if you were to ask me, like right now, do I think that cannibalism is bad? I would say, yeah, it's bad, but that's just because I have like negative attitudes towards cannibalism.
Yeah, I find it really interesting. I do this of my theses in class that, you know, Queen is my best friend and I care about her so much, but I do understand that if we were in a locked situation and there was no other form of food, it will eventually resort to that. And I guess for me, I'm okay with that because we're creatures. I know this. It's just I guess many people don't want to like accept this, but we're really just being able to, be friendly with each other because we have enough food, we have enough resources. We're not in danger of nutrients being very low.
Yeah, but that,
Finch.
I mean,
Um.
sorry, just one quick response, I
Yeah.
promise. I think that leads to like a really unintuitive conclusion, right? And that like conclusion would be that like if it was the case that, me and a member of the female sex were the only people left on the planet, right? That it would be like ethically permissible for me to like sexually assault them because it's our only means of continuation of the
Yeah.
species,
Like
right?
yeah.
And that's something we have this natural inclination towards. And I
Or
don't
do
like
you
that. I think
species
that's
go extinct? It's just whatever you want to do.
Ruh-roh.
Mhm.
We'd probably be doing a lot of animals a favor if we went extinct.
Okay, let's lock in on substance. Okay. Back on. Oh, fuck. What the fuck were? I don't even remember what the fuck we were talking about before
Good
this
is
shit, dude.
good.
yeah, you were justifying
Oh,
the
principle
objective
of.
utility,
Yeah.
or not
So
objective utility. Sorry. The objective ethic.
yeah, if all it means, like in a moral sense, is like, does some age like if someone's gonna say that something is moral, I think it has to have agency because otherwise, I genuinely have no idea the fucking person is talking about, or it has to at least come from agency. So like, someone may say that like the word, like the Bible is good because like the Bible is God's word, and if it's God's word, obviously it's coming from God, which is supposed to be like the supreme moral good thing.
Yeah, no.
Um,
I would also say that things like divine command theory are subjective ethics.
yeah, I would
I
agree.
think
Oh
that
yeah, we
the
were talking about
only
emotivism. Doesn't like I feel like the in accordance with an order. Maybe I should also open up like a fucking text document. 1 second. I'm gonna open up a text doc in like 2 seconds.
I think that there are issues with emotivism. Like I think the Frigga Geach problem is a real problem. Um, but it just seems to be the most intuitive to me, right? That seemingly the reason we can see like these moral attitudes shift over time, and the reason that we see like people's positions shift over time isn't them like becoming quote unquote acquainted with facts, right? But seemingly it's their mental states changing, leading to these like derivative conclusions.
Mm-hmm. With useful criteria. So like
Yeah, like Finch, that is pretty much. I myself am torn in the void right now between subjective and objective morality on my position, and like part of it is due to like Alex O'Connor is also an ethical emotivist. I'm assuming you are an ethical emotivist. I mean, you're a motivist, so but like
Yeah. Whenever I
that's
say
where he
emotivism, I'm
lies,
saying
like
ethical emotivism, yeah.
yeah,
I
like
don't
saying
I
murder
don't
is
think
the
that
same as
all
being like boo murder.
yeah. I don't think that all statements are like senses of emotion, that no sentence is truth apt. Um it's a fun theory,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's true. But yeah, I think that specifically ethical claims, right, are just indexed towards our like emotive state at the time. Whenever I say that murder is bad, all I'm saying is that I find murder icky, right? Whenever to, get a callback from earlier in the live, right? Whenever the Muslim says that, the Prophet Muhammad sleeping with a 9-year-old is fine, they're just like indicating their like emotive state towards the action.
Everyone
yeah.
would say boo boo, sleeping with a 9-year-old. They would say,
Yeah.
yay, sleeping with a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
Kind of, but yeah, in
Well,
a
yeah.
very simple sense.
But like my biggest thing is like I will never talk to a theist and say that I don't know if I believe in objective morality, because then they're just gonna start doing all that. And I don't want to deal with that. That's why I'm
Well,
like
it's actually
definitely
interesting.
liking to listen to Ethan on this particular thing, because it's very useful to know,
I
even if
don't
I'm
mean to
like
push
still
you.
not committed on anything particularly, but it's useful because I don't want to
It's
deal with
actually
theists
interesting
on my
that
app.
it's actually interesting that you're all talking about that, because I actually found out that a majority of conservatives who are trying to like get rid of same-sex marriage actually tried to block proposals to remove child marriages.
Actually bonkers, dude.
Or
Well, I
I
mean,
actually
look,
didn't even know child marriages were allowed in the United States.
yes, they are in certain states with parental consent.
true.
It's ridiculous to say the least.
I knew about the
Okay.
pregnant thing in Georgia, that if like you're 16-year-old and pregnant, yeah, but not this other stuff.
Okay. So I do agree that morals, I do think that you're right in saying that they're absolutely mind dependent because they require agents.
Yeah,
Like if someone says a rock is immoral, I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about.
yeah.
If they say they don't like the rock because it goes against their preferences, then that I can understand that. But if they say the
What's
rock
up?
is like
Why would
immoral,
you
I'm
not
like
like
you're
Dwayne
crazy.
Johnson, dude? What did he do to you?
Yeah. What's up, Garrett?
So,
Um, but like we have like the utility or like maybe sports. So like you're something is in accordance with the useful criteria. So like, oh, this person's good at sports. This tool is good because I can cut shit. Or like this thing is yummy, right? Because yummy ice
All right, I'll
cream.
catch y'all later. Bye bye.
Later, bro. Then what a
you
chat.
rock, comment, and dip. Definitely leave that in the VOD. That was
Nigga
super
drive by,
substantive.
bro.
Then we got that. But like for something to get in a moral sense, I think it necessitates an agent and
Yeah,
it being like probably some non-competitive order. So like I don't think someone would say someone is immoral for like losing a game of basketball. Like that's just weird. Well, even then I don't know if I want to even smack that on, but I don't know, it kind of feels like I'm just tacking that on TBH. I can probably think of a better definition.
yeah. I think that. I mean, first off, I don't. I mean, obviously, as a non-cognitivist, I don't think that like there are quote unquote moral facts, right? But like even regardless of like that position, which I'm sympathetic to, I just find it like so impossible to say that absent naturalism being true, there's such a thing as like an objective moral truth.
But
Um,
like when we tell people to do stuff like morally, it necessitates them doing some kind of action, right?
not well. First off, do you consider inaction to be an action?
Yes.
Okay, then sure, probably.
So by that standard, the agent has to have agency. And by the PGC, those are going to be instrumental goods and true of all ethical systems.
Go ahead and lay out the PGC for me. Maybe I don't know what you're referring to.
The PGC is just saying that in order for an agent to do anything, they have to have the freedom and well-being in order to do it, even if it's nothing.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. Okay, okay, okay. Um, possibly. I mean, I can think of situations in which it's probably not only like ethically permissible, but ethically preferable to like limit someone's agency.
No, but even then, though, like if you limit, like it's not that you have to have maximum freedom, but it's that freedom to some degree is necessary. Otherwise, you're not an agent anymore, right? So if I mind control you, you no longer are an agent because you're totally under my control. You have no freedom.
Yeah.
So it's not like it
So
has to
just
be
to be clear,
maximized, but it is an essential part for an agent.
Yeah, so just to be clear, you're saying for right and wrong to be committed, they must have like this deliberation to choose between like the course of action and like the non-course of action.
Yeah, they need to. I mean, you could also hold to the stance of denying free will or agency, to which you just say there's no such thing as an agent. But like, I say that you can just call it like the illusion of free will, and then I would call that an agent as well. Like, if you want to, if someone just
Because
wants
the
to say there's literally
determinism
no
is like
agency, then
obviously based.
yeah, I
Because
mean, it kind
determinism
of
is obviously based.
it kind of is high key, but I just cash it out for the illusion of free will, tbh.
I get you, I get you, I get you. Yeah, I mean, but does it like I guess like what's the argument that it like necessarily follows?
That it
Because
necessarily
like
follows.
yeah, because like I can see how it follows that like at least at some liminal level, right? We need to have levels of agency in order for like right and wrong to be committed. Think like sexomnia cases or mind control cases, etc. Right? That like moral agency or the ability to choose
Mhm.
is like necessary for these things. But how does it follow that that means, in order for like an ethical system to like truly capture what we mean by these terms, it must promote these things?
I'm saying in order to promote anything in an ethical system that these are instrumental goods that are necessary in all of them. An instrumental good is a type of good. Like, this isn't even necessarily saying that this is like the PGC is the intrinsic good. I think the intrinsic good is the most or is really the most cohesive objective criteria, or I'm sorry, not even objective criteria, but just criteria for any moral system. Because doing things that hurt your, if I say freedom and well being, I'm just gonna call it the PGC.
Yeah,
Um, but anything that hurts your PGC, like by definition, is counter to whatever ethical system you're promoting.
What's the
Because if
PGC?
God damn
uh-oh.
it. The principle of generic consistency.
Oh, okay.
Yep. All it means is under every ethical system, you got to have some level of freedom and well being. And if you're hurting your freedom and well being, to whatever degree, then it is counter to your ethical system. That's all it says.
Yeah, sorry, Finch and Carter. I'm not experienced in this. I study animals and arthropods. I don't study.
No, you're good, you're
No,
good,
no,
you're
that's
good.
fine. Yeah,
The
I'm
the
just
only
playing around.
reason the only reason I laughed is because he like he said what it was like 10 minutes ago. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry, yeah. What's the principle of general consistency again?
Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. I hate you in a video game. I'm gonna rhetorically beat the shit
Yeah.
out of you. I hate you.
Yeah. Um yeah. So just to be clear, the only like objective measure would be the PGC, objective in the sense that it's stance independent, not mind independent. That all stances would need to converge on some level of like personal freedom and ability to choose in order for like ethics to make sense, period.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
So that's what I'll be arguing against like the turning point skinwalkers. And I think it's the best. I mean, like you could just say that like something's well-being is objectively good, but like even then, like what makes it objectively good other than just kind of asserting it? But like with this, I feel like because it trend what's the word, transitive? It transcends over every single ethical system. I think that is what gives it its subjective criteria, other than just
Plus, I
like
think it.
dogmatically stating
Plus, I think like um, keep in mind most of these TPUSA weirdos are like heavily devout Christians in big air quotes there.
it. Yeah,
Like I think in order for like Christian ethics to like be true, there also needs to be free will, right? And like
true.
if and like that would just seemingly fall back into the PGC.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why the PGC works really well against people who are already sympathetic to Christianity, because they're not going to disagree with me on like what qualifies as an agent, because they believe in free will. And even though I don't, but I still adhere to like
This
so
works
like
well
the
with me.
concept of agency. Sorry.
It's because you're incredibly based. That's why.
Yeah. How do you feel about necessitarianism?
Go ahead and pause the view.
Necessitarianism is the view that there are no other possible worlds other than this world. This is the only world where everything happens and is necessarily true. And do you know modal collapse?
Very, very briefly.
Yeah, modal collapse just means that there's no contingency, or like there's
Yeah,
no other way everything. So they just necessitarians embrace modal collapse entirely. So it's like the most
okay.
hardline deterministic stance that you could take.
Yeah. I mean, I think I definitely don't think compatibilism can exist. I think that compatibilism is incoherent.
Mm,
And I think that like determinism, like it's seemingly contradictory to say that like uh, free will can exist if there are, you know, indicators that influence act. But I don't. Is it necessary? I guess like the only like I might go into like some cosmology. Like, is there any other way in which this? Uh, hmm, I don't know if there's any other way that the universe could be restructured, but I imagine if there was a way for the universe to be restructured, then it would change. I guess like where it would fall for me is like I'd. I mean, I guess I'll just remain agnostic on the view without like evidence that this is the only possible way the universe could have been structured.
yeah.
Because
Uh,
I think that like even under a determinist view, you can still come to a belief in like some level of randomness, right? Because seemingly things are contingent or random,
mhm,
right?
yeah.
And then if there is randomness, then it just follows that there are other ways that it could be.
True. Yeah. Like, yeah, I agree with that statement for sure.
I actually can stand on that because we talk about that a lot in zoology that everything is just really being random. It's not really being of a purpose. Like yes, like certain people being in a certain area has like a natural adaptation to the environment, but it wasn't sentient. It's just oh okay, yeah, you didn't get fucked over, but nature didn't it's all arbitrary. We don't really think any of it actually has a reason.
Yeah. That's one of the things I know I was talking with Moores about when it comes like when we were doing the psychophysical harmony fucking circle jerk. There is like random stuff in nature, like for example, like mutations and those mutations promote evolution, which
Yeah, because
uh,
for example, oh sorry, Ethan, I was just gonna say, what me and my class originally thought is that white people and black people, we originally thought that you produce just less melanin and stuff through generations of being around less ultraviolet rays and thus no longer needing it. Turns out that was actually incorrect. We
mhm,
found out that it's actually due to a mutation accident because we actually weren't supposed to continue, but
mhm,
coincidentally, my ancestors and Ethan's ancestors of this white part that went to Europe, it became coincidentally beneficial because that atmosphere needed absorbing of vitamin D, which people with the mutation accident were able to do. It wasn't like, oh, this was planned. It just happened to be, and then it became sort of a benefit because as it continued of only people the mutation accident can continue breeding, well eventually Europe became only white. Now you can see people POC in Europe because we have vitamin D supplements and all different kind of things, but yeah, it's just it's really hard because like even for me when I see same sex behavior in animals, I want to like I guess partly believe that it has a reason, and I guess sometimes I'm trying to say that to like homophobes to like show we have a purpose and reason, but I have to remember that no, that we can't observe that. All we can observe is that same sex behavior is in every species and it has benefited species, but we don't we can't say that there's a reason it was supposed to exist.
yeah. I'll say a non-agents.
But hey, Ethan, what about this? People will say that lying is bad, but our species will not survive if we are truthful 100%.
That's not true. That's not true at all.
Wait, you think we would survive if we were 100% honest?
Well,
No, no lying. We were never able to lie ever again.
if we're saying like that on its own, I mean, like, I don't think the human race would go extinct. Like, if we were in such a position where like we always had to tell the truth, I think people would just act more honestly. So I think that's actually a fucking great thing, to be honest with you.
Not saying extinct, but it would have a lot of social problems
I
if
mean,
we
like a
were.
lot of people would get fucked originally, but like we would develop into a more honest society. So that's probably a good thing.
What is
I don't like.
what is that one movie with Ricky Gervais?
Oh, I thought you were about to say the one with oh my god, what is his name,
So
bro?
you don't
The
think
guy who plays the Jim Carrey? Jim
so so you don't think our
Oh yeah,
ability
yeah.
to
There's the lawyer movie,
Yeah,
where you can't lie. I
it
was
is
thinking
Jim
of the
Carrey, yeah.
opposite. Yeah, yeah. I was thinking of the opposite movie of that. It's a Ricky Gervais film
Mhm.
where he is the only person who has even the concept of lying.
Yeah.
So
No.
wait, Ethan, you don't think our species' ability of these inhibitors that allow us to literally, because basically what's happening is we're able to stop our neural synaptic transmission and then have a pause moment to go, we'll say this instead. You don't think that's been beneficial for our species that we're able to do that and not have what immediately fires our synaptic transmission just be what we say?
What?
Beneficial, but not not a necessity.
Um, this can be an
I mean,
entities.
what about with third world countries? Do you think we would do well being 100% honest with them, or president being 100% honest with them, or government being?
I mean, if we were 100% honest, I don't think Donald Trump would be president. But
Sure. Jesus Christ. I wonder how many people would just say straight racist shit if you asked them.
Wait, you all really do believe
all
that?
the time, all the time.
W-
Um,
were you in here earlier when I was like looking up like okay, because I was talking with I think Moores or someone, I was talking with someone about like what are the things that Trump supporters like Trump for right now, and I was like, number one thing's gonna show up is gonna be immigration because they just hate brown people,
yeah.
and number like yeah, of course it's fucking immigration. I was like yeah, yeah. I bet if I ask
So
all
really,
fucking bots, they're all gonna say immigration number one. Sorry, Faye, go ahead.
Oh my god.
no, you're fine. So wait, so you all really do like? I mean, I'm really curious on it. You all really think we don't need this ability? We would have been fine if we didn't have the ability of our inhibitors and we just said what goes fired in our brain.
Oh, that leads to more
What?
questions.
Like you're talking about a whole nother world. I mean, I think we could have. I think we probably could have survived still. We just would have like adapted into a whole nother like set of ways. But like, okay, wait,
Hmm.
okay, wait.
Okay.
Immigration and border control. Number one. All right, let's see if it's immigration. Immigration and border control. All right, Gemini. Immigration and border control. What are we thinking? Immigration and border control. Grok. Come on, y'all know what number one. Y'all know what number one is. Y'all know what number one is. We know what number one is. Come on, Grocky Poo.
All right.
Immigration and border control.
I just finished cooking, so I'm gonna go eat and then log off because I have work tomorrow. But I do want to continue the dialogue we were having. So next time you're in chat, either at me or I'll just see if I can pop in.
Hell yeah.
It
All
was
right,
nice
cool.
meeting you, Finch.
That. What'd you say?
It was nice meeting you, Finch.
No, for sure. No, no, no. It was nice meeting you. Thank you.
All right, later, man.
All right, Atlanta. Do
Yeah,
you?
I'm also gonna dip. Methinks. I
I
need
got
to
you.
go. I already forgot
Wait,
anything.
is Finch part of my community?
Yeah, he has is a husband. He said, if that's what you mean.
Oh, I thought I heard that, but I wasn't for certain.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll
So
see y'all. See you, Faye. See you, Ethan.
yep, later, dog.
Good stream. Ciao.
It's with a anti-sequence with theological order. I don't know, I gotta think about this
I hope I
because
didn't disrupt the atmosphere, Ethan. I really just was curious about with these things to you all.
Yeah, no, metaethics is weird because, like, when you talk to a religious person about like what is good, like if you don't understand what it is that they're talking about, then you're gonna talk past each other super bad, and you're gonna have no idea what, like, the other person's gonna know exactly what you're saying, but if you're not versed in like some of the most like simple meta ethics stuff, then like there it's, it's not gonna be a productive conversation like whatsoever.
I guess it just I guess these things just don't really bother me because I guess through my studies I just see humans as animalistic.
Well, yeah, we are animals, but like it doesn't mean that like we don't have like a structure to how it is we like define and like act. Um, entities accordance with a teleological order. Well, this just means a purpose, and the moral thing could be. I know. With a, I got it. With a non-moral order, an
Because
entity's
yeah,
accordance, and an agent's accordance with
how would you
a.
feel, Ethan, if like we could just reverse the clock and instead our neurotransmitters thought, no, it's great for us to actually be cartilage to each other.
To what?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean that's what we talk about in zoology sometimes that like we could have done that because there is members of our species that is that, just not the majority of us is that. But yeah, like what do you think of that? That while yes, majority of us became wanting social bonds, wanting oxytocin, wanting levels of serotonin, what if that wasn't the case? What if we didn't want a lot of oxytocin? What if we didn't want social bonds? What if we enjoyed massacring each other?
What if we like killing then we'd be dead.
Maybe not all of us, but yeah, just wondering what you think of it. Like, I know this might be a scary thought to some people, but
Yeah. Yo, what's up, cool shoes? But yeah, go on.
I'm sorry, is what I'm saying really weird? Because I just I try to go into the aspects of what I know is capable of anything. Thankfully majority of us do not go, well, I mean, I'm saying thankfully because yeah, my neurotransmitters don't want to be killed or be hurt or hurt something else. But yeah, we have members of our species that do associate of this, so it was possible that a majority of us could have been of this. And I
Yeah.
mean, you can almost even say maybe our species was technically of this because I mean, there was a time we liked, watching people kill each other to the death, and so yeah.
Hmm. An aid entity's accordance with non. Hmm. Um.
Was that a little too disturbing?
No, not really. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of like. Yeah, I mean, there's just not much for me to really say about it. So
I mean, we did have people of our species used to like watching people fight to the death.
that's true. We sure did, and that was objectively bad. Dumb, 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 dumb. Give me gub gub. Dum dum. Give me gum gum. I love saying that. That's so much fun. So we've got our utility good with a non-moral order with a non-utility order. Well, actually, because like, what if you want to say an entity's accordance with a non-moral order? Yeah, I mean, you could. Yeah, I think I got it. I think I got it for the utility. So it's really just like gonna be something being in accordance with an
Do
order,
you
and
have
it
a
could be a
soundtrack
utility.
then?
Nah, I think that was cool shoes. I've been
Oh,
looking at these three definitions for the last like 30 minutes, trying to be like, what is good? Playing fucking armchair philosophy here. Um,
I didn't know
but
you
they
did
don't
a.
have to be mutually exclusive. So I don't. I'm unnecessarily putting in
I
that.
didn't
And
know you did a debate with Hayden. I'll definitely watch that later.
yeah, I could have been a lot better, but again, I was sick. But it wasn't a bad debate. I think for abortion, it felt like a draw. But for the transgender defense, I think he definitely lost that one.
I just wish secularism would happen already because they're already predicting it. Like Pew Research Center has already predicted it, but unfortunately, you and I won't be. Well, once we're, I think it says once we're 50 or 60, Christianity will no longer be the majority of this country.
Sweet. Let's go. I want to expedite that shit. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, so utility is going to be an entity's coordinates with an order. And an entity could be an agent or a or like a non-agent. So like scissors can be good with cutting. And then when we talk about things being good in a moral sense, it's going to be kind of whatever the fuck you want. But like obviously for an agent to do a thing, then they have to qualify the PGC, which is going to be true of all ethical systems. So I think this is probably what's accurate.
That's true. And if I could
Yeah.
follow up with that. Oh, hey, Cool Shoes here. Sorry about that, guys. Um, I really think that we're becoming more and more of a divergent society, right? So, in the near future, what I would kind of classify as uh, at least two divergence is the no hows and the no nots, right?
The what?
So,
The no hows and the no nots.
right.
Yeah.
So, this is a tale old as time. Think about it. The nobles versus the peasants. Nobody knew how to read, you know? And now we're at the time where you can choose to read, whether it be at a second or degree, not degree, second grade or below. You know, like with all these other, I hate to say it, I don't want to say exact ones, but like certain language dialects within English diminish the ability to think, right?
You
So
said
a lot of us,
dialects. Like, what are you talking about?
uh, so it's the train of thought that follows, right? So how you speak is how you think, and I I think that we're entering an area of instantaneous accessibility to any level of semantics, right? So you can talk how you want to, or you can just, you know, use it to be crude and to be on the sideline, right? So,
What's the point
um,
you're trying to make?
what's the subject of this thing?
Well, right now, we are you talking about of this text document or like what me and Faye were talking about like probably 20 minutes ago?
It. All right. Uh, give me all right, just one sentence. Sum it up for me, please.
I mean, I was playing armchair philosopher trying to give my best definition for what good is, depending on the context.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one would have to ask: is that arbitrary, right, or is that enforced?
Do you have any like philosophical background or no? Because I can engage if you don't have like a philosophical background, but like I just need to know
Oh,
like how I should engage
sure,
with you if you do or don't.
sure. So, I'm talking about the philosophical argument of um being uh, what's it called? Taught first nurture, right?
Ought
When it comes to
versus
religion,
nurture. Well,
right? So, folks, religion and the religion. religious realm would argue that you wouldn't know good faith without religion. I would argue the complete opposite. Would it, and it's not dependent on species, right? So whether it's human
What? What are we talking
or
about?
whenever
I'm confused.
we're talking about good,
Oh, the concept of good. I think good is something that's mind like. Well, it depends what type of good we're talking about. But if we're gonna talk about like good in a moral sense, then I hold that it is dependent on a mind or like some mind existing.
some mind.
Yeah. So like, if there were no agents in the universe, I don't think moral good exists.
Okay, let me hop step this if I came in about in the wrong way. So if we want to talk about good,
Mhm.
regardless of uh, species, right? So I would immediately go to like the ape, right? But if we're just talking about human good and incentives, whether it be financial um, or other incentives, then we can go on upon that. Now, I will. I hope that you both will excuse me because I clicked on the wrong channel and my Discord, but I was a member here at one point, and I just heard a tidbit. Um, so I apologize for that. But I thought, since we're talking about subject like good, and somebody could interrupt me at any point to take over.
Okay, I got you. So, do you know? How do I put this? So, metaethics, and this sounds corny as fuck, but
Meta as in the company, or
no,
meta
it's
as in
meta is like
like the overall consensus.
meta means in like the terminology it means like beyond, right? So like if let's
No, I
say
know
we're
what you're
having a
saying.
debate about like I don't
I
know
know what
who's the
you're
best
saying.
basketball player,
Yeah.
right? If we're having a debate about like who's like the best basketball player, but then like if you like stutter in the conversation, I might be like, "Ha, that's a nice stutter," right? Now I'm being meta about the conversation because I'm talking about the conversation about the substance that we're having and not the substance itself. So I'm being meta about the conversation. And meta ethics is like,
Huh.
how do we derive ethics? Like, where does morality come from? That type of like corny shit.
Right. So, but at the same time, I don't feel like you're being altruistic to meta analysis. Right. So that's
Meta
something they do.
analysis. Am I
Right.
getting trolled? What does meta analysis have to do?
It's
So
not
getting
a real term.
trolling me, bro. I mean, meta analysis is, but like when we talk about like a meta analysis, to my understanding, that's only referring to things like studies, right? Because like a meta analysis, this is
Right.
gonna come from like meta studies, which is just studies of studies. So like what is a meta analysis? And this is gonna be just like yeah, specific method that combines numerous results of many different studies. Yeah, like I was saying. So like when we're talking about meta
Okay.
ethics, it's not entailing like meta
Okay.
studies.
I heard you when you said studies. Fair.
You're fine, dude. You're fine.
Oh, but cool shoes. I was gonna just say that yeah, Ethan goes on a that kind of like mindset. I just go like I just think our species, like every other one, is just doing mutualism, commensalism, antagonism, neutralism. But I mean, that's just me.
Oh yeah, I would even fast forwarded a couple light years. That was
Base.
my meta analysis when I was younger. Is that all these UFOs? You can't deny them. You can't deny them at this point
Dude,
because
are you intoxicated? You're so intoxicated.
uh,
You said UFOs, right?
yeah,
Oh, I mean, extraterrestrials could be possible. I mean, who are we
They're
to
not on
say
Earth. They're
that
not on
we're?
Earth. Don't entertain it. They're not on Earth.
Wait,
okay.
what?
They're not on Earth. Don't entertain it.
What do you
They're
do
not on
for?
Earth. Don't entertain. I don't understand.
Don't
What,
entertain it. They are by they like. There's no aliens on Earth that are not from Earth.
so,
Like
oh, okay. If you might ask, and I'll answer the question as well. But what do you do for a living?
me.
Yeah, you with a sexy voice.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gay. Really? Well, no, no, not this week. Nope.
This got very entertaining.
I'm not even
so,
gay any of the days of the week. I have like, wait a second, am I? Nope. I can't. I don't have time for that. I have
dude,
like
what did
This is a
you
multiple
very
children.
drink? Dude, what did
entertaining.
you drink before this? I would love to have some. Where the fuck are
This
this, dude?
is a
I would
very
love to have
entertaining
it.
night.
But
I
hold
actually am gay,
on.
by the way. Cool shoes.
Uh,
What's that?
No. I didn't think you would, but yeah, I was just yeah.
No, say that again, friend in the background.
Oh, I was just saying that I am actually gay.
Oh, cool. Dang. Well, I don't think I should have to get my respect out of only gay men, but I find only a lot of only gay men respect me. And I'm only straight.
I see what happened. God damn it.
Like, I'm super straight. So
I
I mean,
see what
I don't
happened.
I don't
I
think
love
there's
you as much. I love you 10 times more.
I don't see anything wrong with you finding Ethan's voice attractive while being heterosexual. In fact, if anything, I find it
Faye,
extremely
he's trolling
secure.
you. Faye, he's trolling.
Yeah.
He's trolling.
No,
Wait,
He's trolling.
you're
wait,
doing
what?
what you need to do because your voice is so easier to follow. And
Faye, he's trolling.
this guy,
He's
he's
trolling.
being so like argumentative. He's like being such a dude. He wants to like fuck you too, bro. Like,
Did
and
I
I'm
do
like,
something?
how do you know what we're arguing about anymore?
Did I
And
do
I'm
something?
like, yes, sir.
But yeah. Wait, what was I about to say? Oh, damn. All right. Well, I'm gonna get ready and head off. Since I think everyone's probably done with the debate prep, and we've got enough for a VOD anyway, going over like the metaethics and shit. So the people who are gonna watch are gonna watch it, and then yeah, that'll be cool.
Oh, Ethan. I don't know
So
if Cool Shoes wants to. I don't know if he wants to leave, but I mean, if he's, I don't know if you want to like close the channel. We just maybe use a different channel. But if Shoes just still wants to talk, I'm free.
Faye,
I'll talk.
cool,
Hey,
cool shoes is
uh,
trolling you. He's trolling.
no,
Wait, what?
I'll
He's
talk to you about when I
Faye.
went to the
He's trolling.
agency later.
He's trolling.
Softwares. Hit me
What do
up.
you, what do you mean trolling?
I have
What do
more
you
to
mean? What do
tell.
I mean? He's trolling.
I don't
No, man.
really understand that term. Like I've heard it before, but I don't really
What do you mean?
understand it.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your voice or your name.
Can you explain what you mean, Ethan?
I'm gonna go ahead and like.
Hold on. No, no, I'm saying,
Hey, cool shoes. Do you
hey,
want to explain to Faye what trolling is?
I mean, I've heard the term before. Like people will say, like, "Oh, they're trolling" or something, but I don't really get like they're messing with you. I don't get the term.
Yes, that's exactly what that means.
oh
Yes.
no, the reason I'm trolling is because the male listener here, he knows he resists all creativity, and I appreciate you're very you appreciate personality, right? So that's why I invited you to come see what's going on.
I
Epic.
just don't really get the appeal of like joking around with people. But my ABA therapist does it all the time. Like today, someone was talking about they watched To Be, and he said, they're making a second one called To Be Continued, and I don't get it. I mean, maybe I just don't understand certain humor.
Yep. All right, but I'm out. Night, y'all. Holy shit. I'm probably gonna have to ban that guy. I'm definitely gonna have to ban that guy. Oh, like sometimes it's just painful. Like I'm like, yo, this guy's like obviously fucking trolling. And then I get like, what's trolling? And I'm like, what am I supposed to say? Like, truly, what am I supposed to say? Like, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Where did I have this at? Defeating the worldviews. Where the fuck did I put it? General epistemology. Did I have it here? Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, cool. So then the database probably can stay. I don't know. I need to cross-reference with my laptop, which I updated. But I'll get it sorted out. All right, I'm going to bed. Have a good night, y'all.